Welcome to the Multichain Nation. Today we have Panos, the CEO and co-founder of Anodos Labs. Welcome.
Thank you, Rudy. It's great to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Of course, it's exciting to see what you're building and how you're using Axelar. But before we get into all that, I want to learn a little bit about you. How did you get started into this industry?
So yeah, I'm Panos, like co-founder and CEO of Anodos Labs. My background is in finance, and I have been in crypto for about a decade. So I started in this space as an investor and as a user, like most people. So I learned about it accidentally, to be honest. I was studying finance back then, and like wanted to start, let's say, my investing journey. And as I was searching, it just happened to like create an article about Bitcoin. It said like Bitcoin, the next, let's say, big thing. It was not even like $1,000 back then, so it was like approaching $1,000, and
And
it
that
had
was
like
crazy too. $1,000.
yeah,
God, come on! It's impossible to be any more than $1,000.
and exactly that was my thought. I mean, first I read about it, then like it intrigued me, so I started learning more. What is blockchain? What is this all about? And as a finance guy, it was like great concept to see like this new concept of money and let's say financial technology, decentralization. So it was very interesting to like explore this. And then like for investing, it took me like a few months to like dive deep into all this, let's say, complex industry, complex space. And first I understood how everything worked, and then I decided to jump in. So yeah, I thought like Bitcoin was already too expensive, so I was trying to find the next Bitcoin. I saw what's other cryptocurrencies out there, and that's how then I learned about XRP. I saw what Ripple was doing. It was involved, let's say, with banks, financial, let's say, technology. So I think this is the next Bitcoin. Where I have found, let's say, the next big thing, the a great technology. So I mean, since day one, I like invested in XRP first. Then I also found out about Ethereum, got some ETH. But yeah, I decided to focus mostly on XRP because it was like focused on financial use cases. It was focused around like payments, like all this, let's say, interesting, like traditional stuff that most people are used to. Ethereum was more complicated with smart contracts, all these like ideas. But yeah, I realized XRP was super cheap, super fast. It just worked. Let's say it was practical. So yeah, for the next few years, I got involved more in the community and the ecosystem. Then also focusing a lot on educating individuals and businesses about this technology. I started my own consulting firm. I onboarded like many businesses that wanted to use blockchain in general, like from accepting crypto payments to integrating into like their operations or like any processes. And then fast forward in 2023, together with a few other great people, we decided to start Anodos Labs. So yeah, we started like 2 years ago, and the goal was to basically bring DeFi to the average person and abstract away all the complexities that add friction to the users. So our first discussions was, for example, with Peter Condilis. It was our first discussion where we were also part of the same like the XRP community. We're XRP holders. We're also like used DeFi like other ecosystems, and we still thought of this is still too complicated. My friends ask me, my family asked me what this is all about. They had like no idea how to use it. It was like you have to like onboard
Same
them.
story today. Same
And
story today.
today, yes, still it's too complicated. There are some marginal improvements, but I think there still needs to be more to see that
Yep.
mainstream adoption. So yeah, we decided to focus on that. And since like our backgrounds are mainly in finance, we decided to focus on DeFi and financial use cases. So
That's a
yeah.
long journey in terms of like you've seen the different growth and you've seen how start out with just Bitcoin, the idea of financial freedom, and moving into different blockchains like Ethereum and XRP who are trying to solve specific more use case problems. And Ethereum was like, really trying to make programmable money. XRP kind of focusing on institutions. Um, and nowadays it's everyone's almost trying to accomplish the same things and go after the same markets. So everyone's trying to find like the fastest transactions per second. Everyone's trying to become the most secure blockchain, longest uptime. And Axelar came in as like solving that problem. Like, all right, there's all these blockchains, and then how do we make them all work together? Because people like you are like probably more agnostic to what kind of chain. You kind of don't care. You're probably more into how do I make this accessible to anyone, everyone easily. Kind of the Anodos mission, like, become your own bank.
Exactly.
And how do you make that happen with so many competing chains? And I'm sure that was a definitely a topic in your mind. So
Yeah.
let us know, while you're building Anodos, like what was your thought process and how you can bring this to everybody.
So yeah, basically, I mean, I say, I've been like in crypto for many years. We have seen all these ups and downs, all this progression, and all the things that needs to be done for mainstream adoption. And we saw also like the amazing capabilities of the XRP ledger, which not many people know, unfortunately. For example, XRPL was the first blockchain to have a DEX back in 2012. Like they had like the order book DEX, the first in history. Then it was also like the first blockchain to allow for tokenization of assets, stable coins, and DeFi in general before even that term existed. Then came Ethereum, made the DeFi term like popular, and we saw like all this, let's say, progression in DeFi. But technically, XRPL was DeFi before even it was called that way. So, and we saw that even like most XRP holders had no idea about all these great capabilities. They haven't used the DEX, all this, let's say, tokenization, payments engine, and we wanted to bring that in the surface. So at first we started because we love the XRPL, but yeah, it also works because if it wasn't, let's say, efficient, we wouldn't like use it. But it goes both ways. Yes, we are fan of this ecosystem of this technology. We're holders of XRP, and we want to see the XRPL succeed. Uh, but yeah, of course, we know that the future is multi-chain, and it has some great capabilities, but it also has like some limitations. Like every chain, every network, it has like its pros and cons. So our was first to showcase the amazing capabilities of this technology of XRPL, and secondly, build financial tools that anyone can use, every individual and every business. So we started with a platform for the XRPL DEX and the AMM, which launched a year and a half ago, with a big focus on the user experience and beginner friendliness. So we also focus a lot on education, collaborating with other projects, and now we're at the stage where we want to take the next step and build like a mobile app, which we call a financial super app, or like it's like an on-chain neobank, where the everyday person in business can use it. That's the idea, and we believe this is how we bring mainstream adoption. Like we need consumer apps that make blockchain invisible, and we are imagining like millions of people around the world using blockchain and crypto through a mobile app. They download it on their phone, whether that's like for finances, for payments, for socials, or data storage. I mean, it could be anything. But the idea is for the user to never have to know about the back end technology, because right now we're using blockchain and crypto in the front end with all this like complexity, but we really should be using it in the back end. So yeah, this is what we are building, and this is what we believe how mass adoption comes, and we bring all this, let's say, massive on-chain activity.
So can you walk me through uh, a user story? So if I'm someone in the industry or someone in the crypto scene or institution, tell me, what use case I have for using Andos, and also technically, how would I log on, use it? What would that user journey be?
So for us, for example, as I said, I mean the financial super app we are building will be a global on-chain and also non-custodial neobank. So the user will never have to know, learn or even care about blockchain and crypto. But the experience will be exactly the same as any other neobank, fintech, or like digital bank. So you have like, I guess like, I don't know, for example, there's Revolut, there's like Cash App,
Yeah.
like all these popular fintech and neobanks. So
You
yeah,
log
just
on, get your bank account connected, on ramp some fiat.
yeah, basically the experience is you sign up, so you do the KYC, you sign up. On the background, you get like a crypto wallet, which will utilize passkeys for like security and abstracting all this private key complexity and what most people are scared with.
Yeah,
So we give them the same experience that they are familiar with. So they sign up with a few seconds. They have exactly the same experience as any other traditional fintech app, and then they have access to they can top up. They have like access to a card to spend their assets. They can like save. They can like access to, for example, yield on like you can get like the 4% US Treasury yield, where that's only possible like on DeFi if you're not like an accredited investor. So we give all these capabilities that only DeFi and blockchain can offer in a very seamless way. And the user, for example, you see US dollars, but in the background it's stable coins. It's like USDC or USD doing all the magic. So you want to send US dollars to your friend, even if they have like our app, that's great. It's like instantly done through XRPL in seconds. If they don't, it's technically a payout. So you go from on chain, from stable coins to a payout to a bank account in fiat. But we hide all that in the background, so everything happens invisibly.
I love how you're probably explaining this and people are getting lost in terms. Like for me, it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, it makes sense. I get it. That's what you
Yeah,
do in crypto. But people don't want to know that. People don't care, and they're just it's like, what? Just where's my money? Is it going somewhere?
they don't even have to know that their money is on chain or off chain. They
Yeah,
need to know or understand the difference because the experience should be exactly the same. Either that's on chain or off chain. We should offer the same exact painless experience. So this is what we want to offer. Plus, adding all these benefits that with DeFi can offer, like self custody, having full control of the assets. Even if we go away, you still have control of your assets. And being from Greece, you know what happened, like with from 2008 financial crisis. With the banking system, many banks defaulted.
it's most countries too. I think people forget that is like. I mean, I'm from the States, and luckily our financial system is pretty stable. I mean, recently it's kind of weird, but compared to most of the world, it's pretty stable in terms of the dollar. And when I move money between friends, like using Venmo to pay them for lunch or dinner or something, or whatever app I have, it's free. It's like
Yeah.
when we tell Americans, like, yeah, just use crypto. It makes more sense for financial freedom. But like, why? Like the dollar is fine. I can move money between friends easy. The use case is pretty hard to be convincing other than buy it and hope the number goes up. But in most of the world, in other countries, especially Greece, Africa, Venezuela, like South America, different areas, it's unstable, and you don't know what's going to happen with your money tomorrow, which is scary.
Yeah, like from let's say, we really understood how corrupt and broken like the banking system is from like
Hmm.
all this crisis, and like even today, for example, in Greece, uh, banks. The government have saved banks multiple times. I've been 3, 4 times now in the last decade with taxpayers' money, uh, and we know like all these limitations, all these frictions that banks give you. They only give you headaches, basically. The restrictions. They don't allow you to send like money wherever you want, whenever you want. And this is what we want to enable to be able to really transact anytime, anywhere, anyhow, without any like gatekeepers holding like your hand while you don't need to.
Yep.
So yeah, this is what we want to enable because financial freedom is really about having this freedom to transact and being able to access basic financial services, which sadly in some parts of the world they don't even have access to these basic services, even to a simple bank account, even to a simple card to spend, uh, you know, their money. And DeFi can solve that easily globally. You don't need like to focus, let's say, on specific country. So yeah, ultimately that's what we want to do and allow everyone to become their own bank.
Exactly. And that's just how the world is going because now with with the internet, communication between different states, continents, different areas geographically, people are conducting transactions. So if I need a graphic design made and the person is in Nigeria, like this, if they're good artists, they're a good artist, and they deserve to be paid with with their work. And with banks, it's like, oh, why are you sending money to Nigeria for art? It's like, well, they just made me a good graphic for my podcast or something. It's like innocent and true and legitimate, but yeah, the banks kind of get pretty constrained over time, and we've just been noticing that they haven't been able to be honest themselves sometimes, the banks, especially in different countries, and now the people have to take control on their own.
Yeah, and I think like even like fintechs, so like all these like new banks that we've seen the last decade, they are still relying on the traditional banking rails, which still has like many limitations. I mean, yeah, we have like all these big names like Cash App, Revolut, but they also have the restrictions. For example, yeah, Revolut here was great in Europe or in US, but it doesn't work like in most of the other countries. You can like send money, not anyone can access it. Plus all these fees, hidden fees, spreads that you see because you know it's built on old, outdated rails, and by being fully on chain, you solve like and you remove all the intermediaries. So yeah, I mean it's a great like to be in this industry and see all this progression.
So, for Anodos, what is the current status of the product today? And can you give us what we can expect in the future, the roadmap?
So right now, I mean, for example, we recently completed the Anodex V2, and we have like obviously you can swap any XRPL token. We also integrated recently, the Squid router, which uses the Axelar bridge to like allow users to easily go from XRPL mainnet to the XRPL EVM sidechain or other networks to be easily to bridge from one platform. So our idea was to build like a one-stop shop for all things DeFi and XRPL. Also having the AMM to like provide liquidity, manage your pools, a portfolio dashboard with different metrics to manage like your account. And we're also now working on the like passkeys implementation. We're working on our own embedded wallets, so users don't have to like download just another wallet, just another app to onboard, let's say, to a new chain or ecosystem. We want to give them the same Web2 like experience. Like they get in into the website, they sign up, they sign in a few seconds, and that's it. And then are able to like access the platform and do whatever they have to do. So yeah, we're doing all these things that are also complementary and are leading to like our mobile app, which is expected to launch like next year, which is now under like in the early stages of development. We're figuring out like all these like integrations that need to happen, the whole flow that needs like to be painless and very seamless for the user. For example, with Axelar, we know, as I said, that the future is multi-chain, and there are some, let's say, assets or protocols that XRPL doesn't have. So we want to use Axelar, which I think is probably the best interoperability solution in the industry, to facilitate this cross-chain interaction in a seamless way for the user, and for us to abstract completely the bridging layer from the end user. Because now, for example, if you go to Anodex or to Squid, you have to manually bridge to another network to do your job. But for us on the mobile app, we want to use Axelar in a way where the user never knows what, I mean, they don't know that they're using blockchain. So they don't even have to know also to, that they have to bridge, or they have to like, they want different assets that doesn't exist on XRPL. They want to source it from somewhere else, but all these need to be done in the background. So that this is what we want to enable through Axelar, and that's what we're working right now to figure out. So yeah, working on all these, let's say, improvements, and also Ether, which will be on our infrastructure layer, and we will like the Anodos apps will be powered by it, and also will benefit other projects. For example, even today, for developers and projects that want to build on blockchain or XRPL, You still have to like write custom code. You still have to go into the documentation and probably go for like a few months if you are a beginner in this space until you're able to build something. But with Ether, it'll be like one unified API where anyone will be able to build anything without having to understand all the details that they don't need to. They just want like to get like some responses back, to build a wallet, to integrate like some payments or whatever. You'll be able to do that very easily. So we're building, let's say, all this infrastructure where it connects together, and with a goal for us to be like this flagship product, which is the mobile app, the financial super app, and we're hoping to contribute to the mainstream adoption and hopefully to engage millions of people and without realizing they're using blockchain. And once they realize it, I mean, their mind will be blown
Yep.
because they will understand, that this is not just about trading or investing. This is not just about putting some money in and like
Meme
waiting.
coins.
Exact. So yeah, we have to put some real world cases out there and surprise people that, whether they see an app on their phone and then later realize this is actually using blockchain. This is what we want to enable for people to do.
Thank you so much, Panos, for sharing what you're doing, sharing your story. I think it's becoming the norm now is building for the mass use cases for everyone to be able to just be their own bank and not have to worry about the complexity of crypto and blockchain, not have to worry about if the funds are safe or if it's in the right spot or if they're on the right chain, if they sent enough gas fees and all the things that you and I probably think about all the time naturally, but most people just don't have the bandwidth, and life is more difficult enough with all those things that are going on. At least make
Yeah,
money easy.
there are like many pieces that we need to solve as an industry, even like from the wording we use. For example, you see like create a wallet or connect your wallet, which to the average person it means nothing. I mean, what does it mean to like create or connect your
Yeah,
wallet? Just sign in or sign up. Why just change the words and like make it like more difficult for the everyday person? So like there are all these pieces and details that most people unfortunately in the industry, even like projects, don't see. But I think we need to like start seeing things differently and just make it simple for people to use this amazing technology.
thank you so much. Looking forward for Anodos's future and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.